queued up for you guys is actually a 5 versus 5 on a nice little random map. Random maps are my favorites. I just like this points out to more skill than actual knowledge of the map itself. So anyway, here we go. We're just going to do a sorting up the top here, get these all in line and say hello to a very orange random map. Team 1 here across the top, Team 2 here down the bottom. You can see it is a liberal mix of Joes and pros around here. Probably slightly leaning more towards the pros. We've got 3 pros per side and 2 Joes. So highest rated player of the day is Sladder Noob at 2100. But let's have an introduction. Zeston might as well start with him since we said his name already. Sladder Noob up here in the back in the air slot. Currently complaining about being in the air slot. Anyway, he is Burgundy. He is Aeon, opening up with first lane for adjacency. And front players for team number 1. First off, on the left hand side, we have Glock King. Whether he can actually shoot like a Glock, I don't know, but he's UEF in the bright yellow color. Beside him on the front, we have Mr. Quirestorm. Quirestorm is going Cybran in the nice straight out green color. He has no Hydro. He's got one all the way over there, but he's popping down a couple of PGs because the Hydro is a bit far away to do a standard opening. Off to his right in the bright blue color, it is Morax. Morax is Seraphim, so we already have all the races represented for team number 1 before we've even got to the 5th player. Anyway, he's blue, got his first factory down for adjacency there. And lastly, in Cyan for team number 1, a second Seraphim player, it is Escapism Needle. Can't say I've seen that name before, but there we go, Escapism Needle. He is working on some PGs here. That looks like a bit of a grid for potentially an air factory or another land factory. We shall find out later on. Let's have an intro for team number 2, and facing off against Sladdo in the air slot, we have Ice. Ice? I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. I-S-E, it's going to be Ice. I'll figure it out, maybe halfway through the cast. Anyway, he is purple, he is Cybran, he's working on some PGs. In front of him in the orange color, over on the right hand side, we have an Aeon player. It is Derp. Will Derp it out today, or will he succeed in his endeavors to win this game? He's the orange Aeon. Off to his left, second front player for team number 2. It's already walking to the front, actually, all the way up here. It is Darunda. Darunda's making a play for, I'm guessing, the mass fields, of which there aren't some mass around the place, some to be had. Anyway, he's popping down a factory here with some adjacency. He's UEF down here, a white player for team number 2. Third front player, it is Amygdala. Amygdala Oblongata. Never going to forget that phrase. Thank you very much for the water boy. Anyway, he's Aeon. He is white, rocking us some engineers, getting some PGs down for an air factory. And finally, team number 2 all the way on the left hand side in the very unfortunate orange kind of, I don't know, it's almost like it, no it's not, oh no, that's not the puke color, that's just straight out orange, or brown, whatever you want to call it. It is Electric Foot. You know, he is UEF. So team number 2 does not have a Seraphim player, whilst team number 1 has 2 Seraphim players. But other than that, we have all races on the game. It is apparently balanced at 1620 per side and 93% quality, so they've done pretty good with the ratings on there and getting all the matchups working. So I mentioned Reclaim, there are a few larger rocks about, but there's just a whole bunch of small rocks around the edges here. You can see them all just sit around those cliff faces ready to be scooped on up. Get some engineers in, grab all of those, and Bob's your uncle. Get some of that going for you. So let's have a quick look at what these guys are doing. So we've got a wee bit of early scouting going out here from Amygdala. Maybe he's hoping to go find and pick up an early engineer like this guy. He's trying to move over here to grab these front 3 mixes. If he can be denied, it's just going to be a little bit of extra time where the eco doesn't come in, but he's actually swinging. Nope, looks like he's just going to sit still on there and not go too far at all. A few scouts are out from both sides, and I do see a T1 bomber sitting over here. So Morax, he's got that T1 bomber ready to go, and we'll want to try and get some kills with it. Just laying in wait for the scout to see what it can see. Or it will take off in a moment and look for a viable target, such as this guy here. First to knock off this engineer, which is moving towards these mixers. That will definitely slow production down, but we also have a bomber on the left hand side, and this is coming out here from Electric Foot. He is looking for these engineers right here, grabbing some reclaim, bombs away. First kill of the day goes to the Scorcher. And Scorcher it is, pops in a napalm, and straight away the corpse is reclaimed by his friend. He does not care. Mass is mass. The bomber continues on its merry way, causing engine building a radar over this direction. 2 kills to his name, doing okay so far. Another kill or 2 and it will have paid for itself. In fact, there we go, there is the 3rd kill. This poor engine doing nothing but reclaiming trees. Gonna get yourself 3 kills on that and be quite happy. Some mobile AA comes out, starts buffing away, but 2 more engineers dead there. 5 kills to its name now. Very much worth the wait of what was paid in mass. It looks like it's circling back around this direction. Not the best idea because that's where the AA is. I don't think it's going to get too many more. Actually, it's a second bomber coming out. 4 kills for that guy. He just caught a clump there. Very nasty. What's that? This one going in this direction is going to get 1 more bomb away. Kill a handful of Benjis. Another 2 there. So very much worth its payment. And there we go, Morax with his bomber spots 3 Engis all clumped together. They die a horrible death. So some early tier 1 bomber harassment from both sides, and they're having fun with that. Morax gets another one down. Kills another 2 engineers, so 5 kills, but does not kill the radar. Wants to circle back around and knock that off, I'd imagine. Always good to deny your opponent's intel, though. That lab thought it might come up this way and harass what it thought was an engineer, but it wasn't. It's me, her commander. And, you know, I'll never do that again. Anyway, it gets shot. No kills within. Okay, so we have some harassment coming on the right-hand side. A couple of labs are sweeping in here, but that is Morax.com again, looking to maybe keep his engineer alive. Those labs are going to have a very, very bad time. Because Commander don't care. Commander don't give a fuck. And straight out reclaim. Didn't finish off the mass extract to the Morax. You might want to, I mean, I'm not one to talk. I'd probably leave it sitting there for like 5 minutes, and it just deteriorates to nothing because I forget about it. But working on the Hydro needs a bit more mass. We can see a radar grid planned behind. Maybe T2 radar go on there. Over on the far right hand side, a couple of loitering units here. They just want to maybe sneak past this, but if there's any kind of radar, they won't. Those Thams might see them, might not. They're not going to see them, and those guys are going to get past, and they could get back here and cause some havoc, maybe. Although the production is back here, and there's plenty of units coming off the line, and now they've been spotted. Okay, they're done. Alright, up the front. This is actually Sladernoob. He's brought his commander all the way to the front. He's decided to go for a walk and try and kill stuff. Unfortunately, his unupgraded commander is having an issue with Aurora's Witch Outranger, so he really has no option but to run away. Sadly, he's been much less effective than he thought he might have been. Up on this side, these are some unit movements from Morax. Maybe he's just going to reinforce that mid position. Uncertain. We have an upgrade has been completed for Dorinda. He's got T2 on that com. Got assisted by Ice with his commander. He's up front as well. Slapping down a T2 PD early on in the game. 7 minutes in. That's going to be a problem. Quite a bit of a problem. Here we go. Sladernoob gets a few more kills, but in the end he has to run away half dead. Does not want to die to T1 spam this early in the game when you're the air player. That would be quite embarrassing. Small run by down here from Glocking, just trying to send a few units through. Wanted to kill off a bit of eco if you can. Just be harassing, distracting, cause these units to fall back somewhat, which they do. Not much left on the ground. There's a bunch of Auroras here. They will eventually claw them out. I'd imagine that should be fine. That will come to not much more. Checking out on the right hand side, we have a sweep coming through from Escapism. So the Needle's just poking its way through the front on this side. Certainly got more on the ground than Derp does. Though Derp's comm is in the area and he does have a gun upgrade. I think that's probably range. I think that's the range upgrade. But if you're going to range upgrade, yeah. Definitely range. He's not firing any faster. But if you've got range, you're going to have a radar so you can actually see what you're shooting at. Aeon needs radar. It's really quite that simple. If we have a look at Derp at the moment, he's got the gun upgrade, but he can't see far enough to use it. Anything in this direction, this section here, he can't shoot at without radar. So he's got engineers back here, slapped in a radar, have some fun, and then you can utilize your gun to its full extent. Now down this direction, a bit of a PD creep is coming out here from Dorinda. He's got what T2PD, some flak, Team D just in case, and more T2PD going up over this direction. Looks like though that actually belonged to Quietstorm at one point. I think this T2PD actually killed off the mass extractors over here, or maybe the radar and the engineers that were trying to build things. Either way, he has claimed that particular section and is looking pretty good, but his opposite, Quietstorm, is here with T2 and his commander as well, but he's not spamming up as much. Not putting down as many point defense as his opponent is, and this could be a problem. The Cerberus turret opened up on something which I presume was this T2PD. There we go. And now it's T2PD time. Now this could be an issue. Dorinda's got assistance scores from Ice, who can also walk up and do some damage down. I think Quiet Storm is having radar issues. Radar issues, he's got power issues, there we go. Yes indeed, he's got power issues because that point defense was not shooting at this, and rather than try to rebuild within range, he's just like, fuck it, I'll reclaim that, I'll take a few steps back and I'll set up somewhere else. Over on the left hand side we can see things are a wee bit static there. Slatter's still standing out front though, unupgraded, just chilling, well as I say that he starts walking, but most of the action is on the right hand side. This is an upgrade going down for escapism. He's got T2 in his comm already. I think he's probably going for gun at this stage. And we can see Derp has done great things with this commander. 9 kills on the issue, the army away. We have T2 PD going up from engineer. This is a better method. Get gun on your commander to fight against the T1 hordes, which they're pretty darn good at. Get some T2 engines out to build the PD, something I really need to try and work on when I play, which I'm terrible at. But up here we see still the upgrade is going down for escapism. He is got engineer assistance, very slow upgrade. I'm guessing he may be stalling on power or focusing on something else. In the middle though, it is Quiet Storm still trying to get something done, but now there's attack launcher. So attack missile launcher is there from Dorinda, gets some pigeons around it for reduction in how much energy it uses. Now it's got a missile in there already, maybe we'll see that start popping out, but some zappers down already. Quiet Storm, so that shouldn't be fine. There goes first missile out from that. Is it in range of the zapper is the question. Will it get shot down? The answer is yes. 1 shot, 2 shots. And the missile is blocked. I imagine it was going to be heading back this way, maybe to kill the PGen, maybe to try and kill off some of those mixers. But it gets absolutely nothing, being just a smidge too close to that zapper. That's going to be real close. Right on the edge of his range there, so this attack launch needs to side on a different target because at the moment he is literally throwing mass into the air and wasting it. You could go for that, you could go for these, you could go for back here. But that is T2PG, and that'll be a juicy target. If it was in range, I don't know if it is. Right, left hand side though, this is now Amygdala, and he is pushing up in the middle. He's got double gun comm, T2 support as well. He's got a shield around his commander, got some blazers. Don't see any flak by this. Nope, and some anti-air. With this one there at least. But he is pushing up on this army that belongs to Quiet Storm, and this is kind of 2v1 for Quiet Storm. He's got a problem. He's got Dorinda over on this side pushing with what he's got. Oh, very fast T2 zapper thrown up there, TMD. That's going to stop this tech launcher in its tracks. It's, I don't know how many missiles it's fired now, but it's got 0 kills, 0 damage. That's not great for your health. On the right hand side we have these two guys having a fight. It is Derp versus Escapism, but here's the problem. It has been Morax. He's been sweeping on down to assist, and now Escapism with T2 gun comm, nice and healthy. And Derp has no other upgrades aside from gun. His 1 rank of veterancy will get another one shortly, but he is getting very much overwhelmed at this stage. So many units around him, and he has a gun comm in the form of Escapism pushing down. But even as Escapism is coming down this way and Derp is fighting his last we see Sport is coming over here from Dorinda on the left hand side, the similar thing is happening there. Amygdala is pushing up with his gun comm trying to cause a hassle, but while he has the shield under it, we have Quiet Storm is throwing down some T2PD. Maybe he can shoo him away, getting the unison to try and sort things out as well. But we do have T2 on the ground. Those blazes are pretty good against T1. And over this side it is being Derp is survives. So the units pull back from Morax and Escapism. They just felt like maybe they couldn't get to him, or maybe they could. But losing those armies could be an issue, so they've left Derp alive just there for the moment. Half dead, but he's okay. Similar thing happened over here. It is Amygdala who decided to pull back. Quiet Storm has popped down a handful of T2PD, which is very helpful in his cause for survival. Over this direction, it is Dorinda. He's reclaimed and stopped building missiles, so he realizes there's too much TMD around the place, and he's decided, I'm going to just leave that 1 attack launcher there with 1 missile in it, just in case there's a target of opportunity that comes up. But now these units from Morax, they are being chased by Derp. This is not great. They're just free kills at the moment. He's just running them down at range and doing what they can, but Over this direction, escapism is throwing down some T2PD. Let's hope the ground is flat, because otherwise they're going to have a rousing round. In fact, the ground, nope, the ground is very flat. So they shouldn't be shooting any ground spots. They will hit anything that comes in range. A radar would be nice. He does have radars back there. Alright, units are falling back from Morax. Just wants to maybe reposition these to get them into a better location. Alright, this direction, it is Amygdala walking forwards again. He wants to try and take out some of what's in this direction, but even if he does walk forward, there's 3 more Cerberus towers back here which can start plonking down some damage, and Quietstorm has very quickly rebuilt this thing. But he's got to be careful about moving in with his units because they are all he's got as support, not a lot of them, and they're mostly T1, whereas in here there's a big chunk of T2 under these, plus shields, plus flak, plus a gun bomb. So if these two were to fight right this instant, I feel it would go poorly for Quiet if it wasn't for these 3 Cerberus towers back here. He's got a few more over here he can fall back towards, just to be a wee bit on the safe side. Alright, now Cerberus turrets are doing their range tickly thing. I'm also hearing on the left hand side some fighting going on over here. Got some trials popping out. It looks like a push came in there from... Was it a push or was it just dead units? Because that's a nice little mass field here to grab up though. Get some NGs, scoop that up, things I don't do, and a T2 artillery just going down to be a little bit harassing. That's got some good range on it and can start... Actually, what was the range on that? How far can it actually reach? Well, it could knock out this ego, and that's kind of important. Being able to kill off mechs as a range, never good for your health. Yep, well, it's good for you, but it's not good for your opponent's health. Alright, let's have a quick look at the air game, and what do we got? We have Ice, who's been kind of quiet. He's got 16 ASFs to his name. Check out what Slater Noob's got, and he is looking behind, actually. Nope, 16, sorry. I missed this giant clump sitting down here, so the air game is actually very, very even between the two. They have the exact same number of ASFs. Working on his 3rd air factory there is Ice. We check up on Slato, and he's in the exact same spot, 3rd air factory going up, but he has 2 T3 pigeons. We check down here on Ice, and he's only got the 1 at this stage. Changing his mind, he's got half an air factory and a quarter, or 10% of a T3 pigeon. He's doing something. Maybe he's out of mass because he's reclaiming his T2 pigeon. Yeah. Let's see how things are going down here. What do we have going on? Well, we have mobile missile launchers, some evensongs, and they're doing what they do good, is killing off stuff at range. 2 of them are having a go, trying to slap up a zapper. So it's going to be quite necessary to slow these things down. Need 2 zapper shots per attack missile that comes in. It's only got 1 zapper at the moment, and there are 3 evensongs having a go at his frontal base right here. Missiles are getting through. Gonna lose that Cerberus turret in a moment. As soon as that gets up though, might be able to help out. 2 of them pop pop, and that looks to be sufficient to slow those down. Okay, job done on that front. But hello, what's this? T3 on the field. These are Titans. Titans run amok, and this is not good for Quietstorm. He's only got T2 on his commander. He's got some T2 PD, and he has a whole bunch of T1 forces, but these are T3. They are Titans. Titans, and you don't often think about them as a very scary unit, but when you've only got T1 on the ground and a few T2 PD around the place, and when the Titans are backed up by this, and when you have all these things, oh, it's a miss trick. You should be pushing with all this. Amygdala moving in the wrong direction, and he's got T3 as well. That's a harbinger. Oh dear. And Quietstorm needs to think about evacuating his commander in a very rapid fashion, and there he goes. He is trying to walk away, but he's bouncing off his own units. The good old pathfinding just ruining escape plans right there. He may get caught out by some units at this stage. Overcomes Moraxo, sending in a bunch of his units here. He's got some T2 and T1 in there. Some Ushavas should be very handy at trying to clean all this up. And in the meantime, it is Quietstorm. He is running, but he is going to get caught by this big T2 army over here, and there's a lot of them in there. The question is, where's he going to go? Blazes opening up on him. He is taking a hammering of damage. Redirects his thoughts. Rather than trying to run away to the few PDs he's got here, he's trying to run off to the right. If he can get away from there, the support coming in from Morax might just be enough, and Actually, Amygdala decides not to chase. Oh, yes, he does. There we go. The chase is on, and they are now going for Quiestorm. Quiestorm down to 3,000 health, down into the red. Not a lot of health left, and everybody just sort of moves away. Overcharges, gets a rank of veterancy, levels him up to 2,500 health, and that might have been a mistake if they were trying for a kill. He might get away here. Well, maybe not, sorry. I'll just take that back. 100 health, and down he goes. Quiestorm finished off by the 2 Soul Harveys chasing him down low. Gun upgrade. He's relying on overcharge to keep himself alive, and that's why people retreated. They didn't want to lose their armies to the Commander explosion. In the middle now, though, there is these few factories, a whole truckload of reclaim ready for that to go in. We have a drop coming in. Oh, sorry, no, that's retreating. That's a drop. Oh, look. A drop to go in for the mass. That sounds like a familiar thing. I think somebody said I should do that. Might have been Gyu. I think it was Gyu. Yeah, that guy. Alright, but checking over this way, what do we got? We have... Is this... Nope, that's TMD. Tech launcher, still with no kills. Still with no kills. Our sniper bots. T3 on the ground for Morax as well. Those are sniper bots having to go. And that is a ton of reclaim you simply do not want to give to your opponents. If I zoom right out, we have 10,000, 4,200, that's 4,500, 15k reclaim sitting here. A section that you simply cannot afford to give to your opponents. They have to get in and get all of that, and here come the engineers. These guys pop down some factories, the engine's going to come out. So the reason why people will do this kind of thing is you can do the reclaim order from the factory, and the reclaim distance of the engineers is absolutely massive. When you drop them like this, see, look at that, that's reclaiming this from this far away. Giant range. Whereas if you patrol, they'll reclaim from a lot closer. So that's why it can be better to get them coming out of a factory. Okay, but going on over on the right hand side, not a heck of a lot. Escapism Needle, he's got TAC missile on his comm. Has he been... Oh, he has been. He's been a very rude boy. Yeah, he's gone and used TAC missiles from his commander to knock out some of the eco. Got a couple kills by the look of it. 17, but a lot of those will be from the ground when he was a gun commander, but this is still an irritation. See you later. Not very nice, my friend. Not very nice at all. Another TAC missile heading this way, but there is TMD. Oh, it's Aeon TMD. It's very short range. I don't think it's going to stop this from happening. No, it is not. A fire does fire. So the TAC missile just came in range, but it was absolutely not close enough to stop that missile from getting through. I'm in here now. Checking out left hand side, and there's a big old push here ready to go on in. I don't know why they're sitting still. This area should be cleaned out as soon as possible. Got some mobile T3 out here, perhaps that's the reason we're sitting still, but it's letting the bricks pick things off at distance. You don't really like seeing that when you're Aeon. You don't like seeing bricks because your Harbingers just simply cannot stand up against them. They do nasty things. T3 Mobilizer though, that is good enough to drop shells down on everything in the area. Maybe they could tuck themselves out in a little slightly different location, maybe over here, lock some shells over up on that. But we'll see how they are doing. Run by attempt over here, a few Titans maybe just being distracting, causing this army to fall back, but not really getting much further than that kind of thing. Here though, and we see the mobile T3 doing its thing, just knocking things on there. Right, have a check at the back in this direction. We have definitely T3 on the ground, T3 air also for Morax. Up the back here, lots of T3 land, so T3 land spam all day for escapism. He's working on getting his eco up there as well. But this is a... What's the word I'm looking for? Nasty. No. Gotta be cautious. It's a sizable force here, gonna combine with these guys over here. And while there are some Harbingers in this mix, there's probably enough bricks to shoot them away, especially at distance when they do this kind of thing, and especially if they get themselves some mobile T3 shield gens and throw some sniper bots in the mix. But it's a little too late to arrive. You have a look, there was around 15,000 mass there to reclaim earlier. Now there's only, well, there's fuck all. There's been more fighting over here, which has dumped more mass, but this looks like it has gone basically into the coffers of team number 2, so they have a massive amount of reclaim out of that. We have Looksy. 48,000 reclaim compared to 43, so they got a vast majority. But look at this. Slatto Noob has absolutely mashed it out with the restorers. He's got 12, 15 restorers sitting there, plus his ASFs loitering around. Now this could be a problem, because restorers have anti-air, they have a lot of health, they have like 3 times the health of an ASF, and they have very strong anti-air. In fact, they're better at anti-air than they are at anti-ground, some people say. And so if Ice moves in with his ASFs, he needs to move in such a way that he can take those out. But with the ASFs around, there we go, here's the fight, here it is. This is going to be Ice versus Slatto. Will the restorers pay off? Because all those ASFs belong to Ice. Going to focus on the restorers first. Unfortunately, there's so much more health. There is some anti-ground fire coming up as well. Needs to get a bit closer into the battle, but here we go. The numbers are dwindling there for Ice. So too for Slatto Noob. They're both running out, but I think looking at it, there's a whole lot of restorers still there, and that is going to be a problem. The ASF numbers are definitely in favour of Ice at this stage, but the restorers are in play and they are going to win the day out. Look at that, they are still there, very much in command of that particular part of the sky, but along comes the anti-ground. Some Cougars are showing up. They're not going to last long. If they stay too close, the restorers will take them out, but there we go. I think that's it's kind of air even, maybe. But even while that's been going on, down here's been a massive run right here. The T3 and T2 unit mixed from Morax has decided that it does not like this little firebase, and has decided that it shall be ejected from existence. Over on the right hand side, and well, Escapism is still sitting there chilling. He's getting another upgrade. Must be T3 on his command, because he's already got the other ones over there. Derp is standing, who's now got the heavy armored heavy shield. I think that's heavy shield plus mobile shields. He's going to be very tough to kill. As things go on over here though, in the middle, those restorers are still just loitering around. Some of them are very heavily damaged. Got a few reds down there and a bunch of yellows, and that was a Monkey Lord. There it is, it has been completed by Ice, so he's got a Monkey Lord. It is ready to go for a walk. The Fat Boy has been completed down here for Electric Foot, so he's ready to go with that. Is rolling up towards the front. That's going to spell disaster for this little section. There's a couple of T2 artillery, but that's not enough to shoot away a Fat Boy. It will absolutely win through that. Over on this side we see this T3 on the ground as well, and that is getting absolutely hammered. Derp is there with his commander as well, and he's more than happy to just take his time. His commander is very chunky, overcharges to huge amounts of damage. Maybe wants some more storage though. He's not quite killing T3 units in one hit, which is what you really want to do with overcharge. Can't kill them quickly, they will take you down very, very fast. T3 units are not to be sneezed at. The only commander I can think of that can really tow it with a T3 army is a fully upgraded Seraphim Com, or maybe a Cyber Commander with the chest laser. But yeah, the Seraphim Com is fully upgraded, gets the gun splash and damage, does huge amounts of damage to clumps of units, and can actually stand pretty well. Small group here getting reamed up against the wall, just stuck and slaughtered in a tight spot. Big army here from Morax, ready to move back and have a go at them though. Gonna pincer into that and help take out those fours. But where did that monkey go? It's actually going off to the left, so it hasn't decided to move this way, where we see that Escapism is doing an escape and running away, fearing a monkey approaching his commander down here, which is was a valid fear. The monkey was scouted, and he decided, yeah, no, I'm not staying there, and he has departed over this direction. We have ASFs overhead of Derp, and normally when you send the ASFs in first, you're going to follow up with some kind of air attack, but no, just sending the ASFs in for no particular reason. Not so good, but this is a huge swath of restorers, and they're all looking very healthy actually. Did he repair those? He did indeed. Look at all the air staging going on back there. So Slatto Noob absolutely brought them back for healing and repairs, and now they can just rock on back down this way and start murdering away. And when you got that many restorers, it doesn't quite matter what you go up against, you're still going to kill it. But this direction, there we go, the Fat Boy has tuned up the T3 army in front of it, a swarm of Titans, some anti-air as well, some Cougars into that, and these are actually now under threat. The Fat Boy is doing his thing, but Here comes the Restorer Swarm. They are going to have a go at whatever they can there. Cougars open up on this, or the gunshots coming out on that front, but they get primary by the Restorers. And look at that, they're just flying past, but they're focusing on the AA first. So I'm guessing there's some kind of a, I know there's an aiming mod. I don't target priority mod, which I do have, but I don't know if it does that for air. But have a look at the Fat Boy, it just gets absolutely smashed out of existence. Big fat juicy target, and that's what happens. None of the shots really missed. And honestly, how many Restorers is that? Sorry, click on the right person. 49 Restorers for Slato Noob, and I don't think he's got any ASF. No, he has simply got Restorer. That's it. 64 ASFs for Ice. At the moment, I'd money on the Restorers. Like, even numbers. Large clumps like that, I'm pretty sure the Restorers will have a go. But checking out this direction, this is Darunda. He's only got T2 in his comm. He does have a gun as well, but he does not want to stay there. That's a sizable T3 force, although he does have some units of his own, and they have managed to shoot these guys away. So they're not going anywhere. They should be fine. More SAMs going on up here. You're going to need a lot of SAMs, because those Restorers will just chunk your comm into nothing. And after second flat, we see Derpers moving up on there. And get a T2 shield gen, very useful idea to get some kind of protection, but moving on the left middle is Morax as well. He's split his forces, and now he's looking at trying to clean up all of this. It is a sizable number of bricks, a dangerous number of bricks, and against this lot, especially if you're stalling power, you don't want to be stalling power when your Aeon shields are kind of important, especially your Harbingers. But there's a monkey, and that monkey is going to shoot these guys away if nothing else. Restorer is still doing Restorer things, and they are just growing in numbers. 60 Restorers now against 63. Oh dear, what's going on down here? Oh, just a couple of Othams have wandered on down the side of the map and caused devastation in their wake. They've just snuck on past, destroyed that, and are they going to get a third mass extractor? I believe they are. That is not looking very healthy, and they're still blapping away at it. There we go. So have they actually just come down through here, killed off at least 5 mass extractors, probably T3? Looks like they might have been, or getting themselves finally killed, and the air grid here from Ice is just struggling to keep up with the Restorer spam at the moment. Is that? Nope, that's a support commander, we're okay. It's not Morax's combi, he's not that far forward, he's not that silly. He is fine. So the question is, whilst Slato has just been doing Restorer spam all day, every day, he has not built any experimentals. You compare that to his opponent who has. He's been feeding Monkey Lords to his teammates so they can move with those and start doing some damage. Fat Boy is doing Fat Boy things, carving up all those units over there. This direction, Monkey has joined in the fray on the left hand side. Plenty of action to be done, but the thing is, if they're going to do that, they need their anti-air right now, because that is a very scary amount of resources. That look like a bird. Almost looked like a bird shape when they were sitting there. I hear a chicken. I see a chicken. So there we go. Escapism finishes his own experimental. It's a chicken, and it is moving forwards with the support of a whole swath of Othams. So chicken plus T3 units on the ground. That is a very standard mix. And needing to be a wee bit careful over here, we have Derp and Darunda very close to each other, whilst a chicken is bearing down upon them. There is a Fat Boy in the region, of course, but then we have the massive army here with another chicken, Morax. So some very scary potentials about to happen here, and especially when we go Derp has cancelled his heavy shield. He's like, yeah, no, maybe I shouldn't stand there. A single T2 shield and this bearing down upon you? Yeah, no, you do not want to stand there. And now he's getting blocked by Percival's trying to get out of the way, but it is maybe not going to work. Which direction is he going to go? Where is Darunda? Darunda's still there with his commander as well. The Yathota is taking some absolute damage now, nice and close. All the rounds are hitting from the Fat Boy, but all the shields trying to keep Derp alive with the shields on there. One shield drops, the Fat Boy shield isn't much more. The chicken is looking very unhealthy, so is Derp though. Down into the yellow, gets a blap to the face, gets a big ball, and boom! Baseball from the chicken takes out Derp. The chicken goes down as well, but there's a second one coming on in. And where is Darunda in all of this? Well, he surely has evacuated. In fact, there he is. He is run away. But now the Restorer Swarm is on the right hand side looking to eviscerate what is left of Derp's base. In comes the air, and that's an interesting tactic. Restorers are clumping together, they're banding in, they're spreading out, they're moving in, they're spreading out, but the ASFs are not having a good time with them. Tried to swing through, they were even numbers earlier, but they are fighting over friendly SAMs, which is going to be incredibly useful. The question is, can they do enough? They need some kind of AoE damage when they clump in like that, if ASFs could do so, but this is really critical right now, even as we have the Fat Boy down here struggling against the chicken. I think the Fat Boy is going to die. There is a supporting monkey coming in, but over this direction it's hard to tell when they climb up like that, but I think there's still a lot of restorers, and in fact there are a lot of restorers. Look at all the firepower coming out of there. Monkey turns up. Is it going to be able to save the Fat Boy? No, not quite. That final faceball from the chicken knocks off the Fat Boy, but the monkey is still alive. The ground force is now pushing in this direction. The restorers have one air. Look at them all. They are all just sitting there quite happy. Go Larry, as you do. Ground forces are now moving on, and the engineers are trying to work on some anti-air because the restorers are the bigger threat. After that big giant fight, we still have 40 restorers in the air for Slato Noob. ASFs are constantly coming off the production line over here, but you can see Ice is just having to build experimentals, which is really taking its toll on what he's got. Single monkey down here, and might be the next target of these restorers flying by. Nope, they're just carrying on. They are destroying bases, destroying eco. Rolling over what is left of Derp's base. In addition with some ground forces there, they're helping to clean up as well. This is just destruction at work. Monk Lord here is going to have a go at these units. It's a bit damage. It could be a bit close actually, especially if it's missing with a laser. See a bit of that going on, and that is not good for his health. Wanders over a few things, that's always helpful. Why not stomp on things to kill them? But down is the red very shortly, needs to knock that shield off. Could be okay, looks like it's going to win that little battle, but I see the shadows coming. The shadow from the Slato Noob, and that's going to be a dead monkey in half a heartbeat. There's just so many of these things, and down it goes. Some SAMs down here, or at least one SAM down here, three SAMs, a T2 shield, a commander, and a lot of restorers. I think this could be it for Dorinda. He's there, they're trying to focus down the anti-air first because, well, why wouldn't you get rid of that and lose less numbers, but he's trying, he just can't compete with that, and any moment now they're going to switch up to the commander. Oh. Focusing on eco first, is that because a whole lot of them are hurt? Yes, a whole lot of them are hurt. If that commander was to explode, he'd lose a whole bunch of gunships. Maybe Control K would be the best idea. But off they go, moving on towards the next target, leaving a despondent Dorinda in the debris of his base. There we go, he did the Control K, tried to pick them out, but they're all over here now. Needed to maybe do that earlier. Right on your doorstep. There's a whole bunch of T3 on the ground, but there's a Monkey Lord in defense, plus a swarm of T2 PD. They should be able to hold off that for the time being, but really it's anti-air they need absolutely everywhere. Support commanders up here, they are the Rambo type as well, they are Seraphim types. A nuke out from Electric Foot, and who's he going for? Is he going for Slato? Well, Slato has SMD but it's not loaded. I missed the attack ping. Where's it going? Is it going for Slato? Because that would be the best thing he could do right now. Explode all of that. That would take away so much. In fact, he's built a Tsar. And build another, but no, the nuke is heading over this direction. I think it's going for this section right here. There is an SMD as well. Is it loaded? The answer is no. And there is also a chicken waiting to receive a nuke upon the noggin. Down it comes, and down goes everything here. Big explosion, lots of damage, but is it enough to turn the tide? Well, you still got all these restorers in the air doing as restorers do. I think probably not. 62,000 mass though, nothing to sneeze at. Trying to get a satellite up when this is still an issue, this is a big problem. Big problem. Could need more flak. Had more flak, but it was a chicken that turned up to destroy that. There's a sniper bot over here, yes there it is. And the sniper bot could be in danger from the lightning storm. But where, oh where, is all your anti-air? So you've got a Tsar coming in. Never mind the restorers. The restorers are having a fun over this direction, although they've run into a whole bank of SAMs, which is really going to do bad things to their health. But it is the Tsar coming along, and it's going to say hello to Ice. Tsar? Ice. Ice? Tsar. Focusing down the ego burst is what Slato is doing with that. He is just absolutely dominated air. See you later, Ice. It's going to sweep us way past all of the eco in this direction and move off to the left. Support commander going to pop up here. Just a support commander because he's a double GC danger. There is a fat boy lobbing some shells down at them, but those two GCs are ready to walk on forwards. Morax's dam, I thought I had the SMD loaded. It took him a while to notice that it died. I mean, that nuke got launched ages ago. But if only they'd launched the nuke up here. That is still not loaded. Sometimes just a psychological deterrence is enough, but heck, he could have nuked that and that would have been Slato out of that. But have a look at what goes on here. Restorers say g'day to the GCs, which are going for the fat boy. A few Titans are going to get in the way, but the GC's health just melts. The absolute deluge of green beams blasting down upon them. And we'll see this one drop before it can get too much done either. Two GCs taken out just like that. It is a ridiculous amount. Down this direction and still just focusing on ego. Question is, what do they have left? 92. 92 restorers. And as far as the air game goes, no air at all. Because over here, Ice has died. So it's going to be up to things like anti-air on the ground to take care of things. The launcher is going up nice and fast. Fat Boy sitting here doing his thing. As Fat Boys do at range, they knock stuff into the ground if it's not T2 artillery. Satellite is done. Going to go hunting for something. I wonder if we can go hunting up here, because this is a very exposed air grid. Not a lot to save it from a satellite. There we go. So you're actually seeing rare utilization of these air staging facilities. Slato Noob is actually hearing his units, and that makes sense when they're gunships, because these things are very chunky. Very chunky indeed. They're sneaking around the bottom. Along comes the Tsar. It's going to move on up. It's going to go for that. This nuke has got to stop it from firing. A lot of SAMs going on here in Awassa. Who's that? There, but the Tsar is the thing to go for. Gets knocked out by all these SAMs, and oh no, squitch. That's an electric foot. Gets squashed by the donut. He sees a nice drop, but to be honest, I don't know. I think it was actually shot down while it was still in motion. Just happened to die at about the right time, but gets squashed by a donut. And that leaves just Amygdala on his own. Where is his commander? Well, his commander is here. His commander is getting rushed by a chicken. And there is the Awassa. Look, another donut. And the Awassa loitering around the place. It is not great for Amygdala, but he does have a nuke. Oh no, it restarted. So a little wee niggly thing about when ownership is transferred, things like the nuke launcher or nuke itself, if they happen to restart. Alright, so Amygdala picks up his commander. He's like, I don't want any of that. I'm going to run away, but he's in range of the Tsar, and the Tsar picks him out of the sky in the transport. Needed to run away, but the Tsar gets the commander killed right there and then gets absolutely slammed by the anti-air that's on the ground. There is a long-range pick from the Tsar just to finish off Amygdala in his transport, and that is game over. That absolute 113 restorers.